All right, so today we're going to be looking into Tom and Jerry's Auto Body. Seems like a Chicago institution from all the stuff you've given us. We've got articles and reviews and like some kind of historical stuff even. Someone really wants to get the scoop on this place, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it. And they're everywhere, too. They must have like a shop on every corner.
Seriously, it's like they're trying to take over the city. Haha. Okay, so Tom and Jerry's, they're family owned, been around since 1982. And they say they're all about honesty and integrity and quality work. At least that's what their website says. I bet you're thinking, why are we talking about an auto body shop? Well, maybe you need some work done on your car. Or maybe you just like to know about local businesses that have been around forever. Or maybe you're interested in this whole family thing like I am.
It's a good question.
No matter what, let's dig into this and see what we can find.
Sounds good.
Okay, first off, the history. Over 38 years in business. That's got to be some kind of record, right? Especially for an auto body shop. I mean, things change so fast.
Yeah, that's a long time. It definitely says something about them. Reputation is everything in this business. People want to know they can trust you, trust you to do a good job and not overcharge. So if you're around that long, you usually means you're doing something right.
Yeah, it makes sense. You'd go to a place your friends recommend, right? And they talk a lot about honesty and integrity. I mean, everyone says that, but what's different about it in this industry?
Oh, it's super important. Think about it. Most people don't know anything about cars. So when they go to a shop, they have to trust that the shop's being honest about what needs to be done and that they're not being taken advantage of. Because let's be honest, there are a lot of shady places out there.
Yeah.
So when shop leads with honesty and transparency, well, that's a good sign.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see why you'd want to do your research. But there's something else here. It looks like they're really involved in the community. Like they sponsor Little League teams and donate to charities and stuff. And they've been doing it for over 40 years. I mean, that's got to be more than just good PR.
Yeah, it's definitely smart from a business perspective, but it also goes back to that trust thing. When a business gives back to the community, people see that. It shows they care about more than just making money. And in a place like Chicago, where people are really loyal to their neighborhoods, well, that can make a big difference.
I see. So it's not just about fixing cars, it's about being part of the community. Okay, so let's look at the services they offer. Whoa, it's a long list. They do collision repair, paint jobs. They even do mechanical work like brakes and oil changes. I'm kind of surprised by how much they do.
Yeah, they do a lot. It's like they want to be your one-stop shop for everything.
Do you think that's a good strategy these days?
I don't know. It's convenient, sure. But can they really be experts at everything?
That's what I was thinking. Can they be good at bodywork, A&D, mechanical stuff?
Yeah, that's the question. But hey, while we're talking about services, some of these are pretty interesting, like deployed airbag diagnosis. That sounds kind of serious.
I never thought about what happens after an airbag goes off. Like, do they have to replace the whole thing?
Sometimes, yeah. But even if the airbag doesn't deploy in an accident, it still needs to be checked. There could be damage you don't see. And you don't want to find out it's not working when you need it most.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, what about this one? Temperature-controlled downdraft painting. It sounds fancy, but is it really a big deal, or is that just marketing?
No, it actually makes a difference. See, a temperature-controlled booth keeps the paint job really clean, so there are fewer imperfections in the finish. And the downdraft system sucks away all the extra paint, so you end up with a smooth, even coat. It's high-quality stuff.
So it's not like they're just slapping on some paint, huh?
No, definitely not. This kind of technology costs more, but it produces a much better paint job.
Okay, color me impressed. What about this laser measuring thing? What's that about?
Oh, that's for precision. They probably use it for frame straightening after a collision. With lasers, they can measure tiny misalignments in the frame and make sure it's perfectly straight. It's all about safety and making sure the car drives right after it's repaired.
Wow, so high tech. They also mentioned something about joining the family and the Technocraft Automotive Group. What is that? Is that like some kind of secret society of auto body shops?
Uh-huh. I don't know about that. But it sounds like they're part of a bigger network of shops.
Interesting. Well, it would be hard for one shop to offer all these services and stay competitive.
That's true. But it makes you wonder how much control Tom and Jerry's has. Are they making their own decisions, or do they have to follow rules?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we've got this mystery about the Technocraft Group and this whole thing about being a one-stop shop. This is turning out to be more than just about finding a good mechanic.
It is, isn't it? We're looking at business strategy and community stuff. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. We'll be right back to talk more about Tom and Jerry's Auto Body. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so we're back and ready to learn more about Tom and Jerry's. Last time we were talking about this Technocraft Automotive Group and how Tom and Jerry's is part of their family. It really makes you wonder what that means for them.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Is it like a franchise? Do they all have to follow the same rules? Or is it more like a loose network where they can still do their own thing?
It makes you wonder if Tom and Jerry's is really unique or if they're just like every other shop in this Technocraft group.
It's interesting to think about this whole industry. It used to be all small independent shops, but lately there's been a lot of consolidation. Big companies are buying up smaller shops.
So maybe this Technocraft group is like that, like they're trying to standardize everything.
Maybe. It would make sense from a business perspective. They could get better prices on parts, do more advertising together, maybe even share training programs for their mechanics.
Yeah, but does that mean Tom and Jerry's loses some of its independence? Like, what about their whole family-owned image?
It's a trade-off for sure. It happens to a lot of businesses when they grow. How do you keep that personal touch when you're part of something bigger?
It really makes you think about how much control they have. Can they decide which services to offer? Or how much to charge?
That's what we need to figure out. If you want a truly independent shop, you might want to look somewhere else.
Okay, so we've got this mystery about the Technocraft group. But let's not forget about the other thing we were talking about, this idea of Tom and Jerry's being a one-stop shop. Can they really be experts at bodywork, A&D, mechanical repairs?
That's the thing. How deep does their expertise go in each area? Maybe they can do oil changes and brakes no problem. But what if you need something more complicated, like transmission work or engine diagnostics? Would you be better off going to a specialist?
It's like if you needed surgery. You wouldn't go to your regular doctor, right?
Right. You'd want a surgeon who does that kind of surgery all the time.
So even though it's convenient to have one shop that does everything, you have to think about whether they're really the best at what you need.
And there are some potential downsides to doing too much, like maybe they spread themselves too thin and their quality isn't as good.
Yeah, like the jack of all trades, master of none thing.
Exactly. So I think it's a good idea to look at the reviews, see if people are happy with both their bodywork A&D, their mechanical repairs.
Yeah, those reviews can tell you a lot.
And don't be afraid to call them and ask questions. Find out about their mechanics experience and training.
The more information you have, the better. So we need to look into this Technocraft thing more and see what the reviews say about their different services.
Oh, and we should talk more about their history in Chicago. We kind of got sidetracked.
You're right. It's easy to get caught up in the business stuff. But this is about more than just that.
Exactly. It's about people and the community.
All right, well, let's talk about Chicago then.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're back. And I've been thinking about this whole Tom and Jerry's thing. They really seem connected to Chicago, you know?
In what way?
Well, they've been in business for over 40 years, and they're all about the community. Plus, they have all those locations all over the city. It's like they've grown up with Chicago.
Yeah, that's true.
Just think about how much Chicago has changed since 1982.
It's a completely different city.
Exactly. And Tom and Jerry's has been through it all, not just surviving, but thriving.
It's pretty impressive.
Makes you wonder what their secret is.
And maybe it's not a secret. Maybe it's just that they embody what Chicago's all about.
Like what?
Like resilience, you know? Chicagoans are tough. They adapt. They're loyal.
And you're saying Tom and Jerry's is like that too?
I think so. They've had to be tough to stay in business for so long. They've adapted to all the changes in the city. And they're clearly loyal to their community.
That's a good point. So it's not just about fixing cars, it's about reflecting Chicago's values.
Maybe.
It's like they're a microcosm of the city. Which brings us back to this Technocraft group. Does being part of a bigger network help them connect with Chicago? Or does it hurt them?
That's the million-dollar question.
I mean, maybe it gives them more resources to do good in the community.
Yeah, they can sponsor more events, donate to more charities.
Oh, what if they lose control over their own decisions?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
What if they have to start doing things that go against their values?
It's a tough balance. What do you think, listener? Would you rather support a small, independent shop, even if it means higher prices or fewer services? Or is convenience more important to you?
It's a good question to think about. It's like this whole thing about local versus global, small versus big.
Exactly.
So when you're choosing a business, you have to think about what's important to you.
Do you want something unique and personal? Or something efficient and standardized?
I guess there's no right answer. It depends on what you're looking for.
So to wrap up, what have we learned about Tom and Jerry's? They've been around forever. They're committed to quality. They're part of this mysterious Technocraft group. And They're deeply connected to Chicago.
It's been a really interesting deep dive.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that Tom and Jerry's is more than just a business. They're a reflection of Chicago, the auto industry, and maybe even America itself.
I like that.
So, listener, we've given you a lot to think about. Now it's your turn to do some research. Check out Tom and Jerry's. See what you think.
And let us know what you find. We're always looking for new deep dives. Thanks for listening.